I'm attorney Wais Azami. Welcome to my law office. I just want to take a moment to explain how I'm different from other attorneys and how that difference can be a benefit for my clients. First, I only practice criminal defense, nothing else. That laser focus allows me to get phenomenal results for my clients and have dismissals on charges such as simple misdemeanors all the way to serious felonies with multiple strikes facing 25 to life. I don't promise results, but I do promise the same hard work. Now, a lot of attorneys say, well, you know what, I've got great reviews, I've got some phenomenal results too, but how are you different than me? And the difference is, while most attorneys had the luxury and the privilege of being born in the United States and maybe financially well off to where they can just go straight from high school to college to law school, and then their first job ever was as an attorney, they haven't really had true life experiences. Life hasn't really toughened them up. With me, unfortunately or fortunately, I've had an extremely tough life. So I totally understand what's going on when my clients tell me their pain and suffering. So it's really important for you as a client to get a representative who's going to be speaking for you, who's going to be your mouthpiece, to understand who you are, your background, where you come from, what led to this situation. Who can better explain your situation than somebody who may have walked the same path that you have walked? That's the difference. That's who I am as an attorney today, because I've had varying careers. I've had to immigrate. I've had to go through harrowing medical conditions. I've had to go through poverty. I've seen my parents work multiple jobs each. I understood until we became citizens that it was always touch and go. Are you going to get your papers? Are you going to be a citizen? Slightest indiscretion or a criminal charge, guess what? You can lose your chances, potentially be deported. I understand what it's like to be having your lives in the hands of somebody else who understood more than you, and you give them your hard-earned money and you're not sure what the result's going to be. Having had medical procedures, to me this was day in and day out. Doctors would tell me, I'm not sure, but I'll do the best I can. It's going to cost this much. That's exactly what you're facing today. And I promised myself that if I ever survived these medical procedures and poverty and got in a position where I can help other human beings, I will lessen their pain. I would try to make it as easy as possible for them. That, coupled with my love for the legal justice system and constitutional rights, I ultimately became a lawyer. But it wasn't easy at first. First, I had to become a teacher. And I did some inner city teaching with the kids, and then later on taught adult ed school, followed by running nonprofit programs to help people get off of welfare by getting them childcare so they can go to school or work. Each and every one of these jobs, one, taught me how people live and their circumstances and how fragile and marginally they lived, but also taught me the need for additional resources, additional help. And so finally, when I had a chance later on in life to go to law school, I took it. I didn't even blink, I just did it. It was the best move I've ever made because I actually enjoy what I do. I have a passion for it. And when I was in law school, I said, well, what am I going to do? Like, what kind of law? Besides criminal defense, but where? Public defenders and a firm? What am I going to do? And I thought about it and I said, wait a second. The elite always have big firms defending them. The super poor, they have public defenders, phenomenal lawyers, but if you make some money, you can't go to them. You don't qualify. But there's always this forgotten middle. The group of people, the community which raised me, the immigrants, the citizens that live paycheck to paycheck, the blue-collar workers, these were always underserved. So I decided if I'm going to go and stand up for people's rights, I'll go somewhere where they're underserved. And since day one, I've had my own office. And from day one, that's all I've ever done. Most of my clients have always been immigrants or citizens that are blue-collar, hardworking class, making paycheck to paycheck, unsure what tomorrow holds. And when I speak to them, the most common theme is every single one of my clients say, you know what? It's as though you lived in my house, like we were brothers or brother and sister. How do you understand me? Well, guess what? Your attorney is your mouthpiece. They have to know you well enough to be able to transmit your story to the judge, to the jury, to the district attorney. If your attorney can't relate to you, it's going to be tough to represent you effectively. And I think that's the difference. With me, you have a person who understands what life is, what tough life is, and I don't take things for granted. When you give me your hard-earned money and you trust me with it, I will not only defend the best I can, but I go the extra mile. I don't give up easily. I haven't given up on myself in life, and I don't plan on giving up on you. Give me a call. My consultations are free. I would love to speak to you.